Hey guys, my name is Nora Franch, and welcome to the podcast Grateful Blessed Mess, daily reflections for those in the 12 steps. I am a fellow 12-stepper and certified mindset coach, and I am here to introduce you to the value of mindset coaching in your 12-step journey. So if you feel like you are stuck in the steps, if you're slipping and sliding with your abstinence, mindset coaching may help you as it did me, and you can find me at catholicmindsetcoaching.com. These episodes are meant to invite you in to consider the truths of 12-step wisdom and to join in the very real struggle of living them in action. I hope that it feels almost like a mini meeting, and I invite you to contribute your own share on the Grateful Blessed Mess Facebook group to keep the discussion going. My comments are based on my own experience, so feel free to take what you like and leave the rest. But my hope is to encourage you on your own daily 12-step journey. As they say, you cannot stay clean on yesterday's shower. So without further ado, let's begin. Hey everyone, today we're reading from Daily Reflections, May 8th, page 137. A resting place. All of AA's 12 steps ask us to go contrary to our natural desires. They all deflate our egos. When it comes to ego deflation, few steps are harder to take than 5. But scarcely any step is more necessary to long-time sobriety and peace of mind than this one. That's from the AA 12 and 12, page 55. Now here's the reflection. After writing down my character defects, I was unwilling to talk about them and decided it was time to stop carrying this burden alone. I needed to confess those defects to someone else. I had read and been told I could not stay sober unless I did. Step 5 provided me with a feeling of belonging, with humility and serenity when I practiced it in my daily living. It was important to admit my defects of character in the order presented in Step 5, to God, to ourselves, and to another human being. Admitting to God first paved the way for admission to myself and to another person. As the taking of this step is described, a feeling of being at one with God and my fellow man brought me to a resting place where I could prepare myself for the remaining steps toward a full and meaningful sobriety. It's funny. When I do this, when I read daily readers, I like to flip to a random page and I just pick it. Kind of like, Russian roulette. And I just see what comes up for the day. And it's just funny that the last two, they're from 2 different books, and they're both about Step 5. And I just find that really interesting. Is it odd or is it God? Right? And so the healing effect of speaking to another person and relaying to them our character defects, the nature of our wrongs. In the Catholic Church, we have confession, and, it's very similar. I mean, it's a sacrament in the church, but in the steps, you're confessing what you've done. And there's just something incredibly healing about speaking out loud to another human being and saying, I did that thing, and then them loving you anyway. So whether it's, going to a sponsor, a good friend, whatever it is, however you do your Step 5, you will be so happy that you did it. The benefits, the rewards that come from it go on and on. And, for I think lots of us, this is true for myself, I've done it more than once. And really, if you get to Step 10, spoiler alert, but part of maintaining your program is just to continuously be self-assessing. And then if something comes up, you share it. You share it so that you can move on and move past it, because we're as sick as our secrets, right? And even if you go to God, in my own experience, and I think this is what they're kind of saying with the steps, but if it's just between you and God, it's still inside of you to some degree, unless you're incredibly spiritually advanced, which I am not. Maybe some of you are, but if you're listening to my podcast, you're probably not. So chances are you are someone who would benefit from sharing your inner life and a lot of, the yucky stuff that comes up that you've done that you're ashamed of sharing it with another human being, and then seeing and witnessing and experiencing them loving you in what you think is the most repulsive part about you. There's something beautiful, and that's where another person becomes God with skin on. Because even though we can have maybe a relationship with our higher power that is good and helpful and spiritual, we're still physical beings, and there's just something that we just need, that connection with another human being, that honesty and rawness and vulnerability with another human being. Just nothing can replace that. And so if you're approaching step 5, if you're in step 5 and you're feeling some hesitation or fear, I just want to encourage you to keep going. It's scary, but it's not that scary. And I want you to really think about how badly you want to be well, how badly you want to move forward, how badly you want to stop slipping and sliding in the steps, how badly you want to be abstinent, and how badly you want to gain recovery. And that is all waiting for you if you keep marching through the steps. Okay. And so if anyone is in need of someone to do their step 5 with, hopefully it's your sponsor, but if not, reach out in this community and see if someone is willing to be your step 5 person, because you need another human. You do. You cannot be 2 humans. It's just not possible. And in sharing it, you're also blessing the other person who you're sharing it with. So it goes both ways. You are not an inconvenience to your sponsor when you need to share, or whoever it is you share your step 5 with. You are blessing them and they are blessing you. And it's always the case with any dynamic relationship and program. It goes both ways. A sponsor is perhaps in a position of authority because they have more experience than you, but you bless each other. And so I hope you continue to bless each other throughout this day. Get to your step 5, do your step 5, so you can keep marching on. With that, I pass. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you feel that mindset coaching could help you on your 12-step journey, please feel free to reach out and find me at catholicmindsetcoaching.com. But more than that, it's important to me to give listeners like yourself a place where you do not need to feel alone on your 12-step journey. And for that reason, I've created a Facebook group. It's called Grateful Blessed Mess. And it's a place where listeners can go to add their own commentary on the share for the day, in addition to my own, and for us just to have a conversation or start a back and forth where people can find support in their 12-step journey. This is not a replacement for 12-step work. This is something outside of the 12 steps. It is simply something that has a heart for the 12 steps and those who are in it. And so, welcome. If you are here, chances are you may also be a bit of a mess. And I hope that you can learn to find some gratitude in the blessings that have come from your messes.